welcome back to politics. Hi, welcome all. Thank you so much for coming into the politics space and clicking on my face. If you guys are new here, my name is Paula and I am your host. Now, before we get into the video, I have a spiel, if you will, a few disclaimers that I kind of want to get into. So the first thing is that all of the information presented in this video are not necessarily a reflection of what I believe in or what my team believes in. We're just giving the information as objectively as possible. Now, if you do want the tea and my opinions and my thoughts, because I have a lot of them, then check out our podcast, okay? There are going to be other people, opinions and thoughts, and we're going to talk about fun things, and it's going to be great. It's going to be funny. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. It's going to be great. So links will be somewhere around this video, whether that's left, right, center, I cannot tell you, but it'll be somewhere, okay? I promise. And check that out. You can watch that while you're doing homework, while you're laundrying, and while you're, I don't know, like watch it whenever, however, as long as it's appropriate. And thirdly, if you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything that you guys want to say, please let us know down in the comments. If there's anything that we didn't address in this video, some things that you're confused on, we can address it in another video like this one, or we can address it in a podcast format, but as long as it's appropriate, okay, because we keep it classy at politics, okay? So a few things that I kind of want to get into also is that, why am I doing this video? Why should you care? Like, okay, let's just address the big elephant in the room before we even get into the political compass. Now, the reason why you should care about politics, you know, we've all heard the rhetoric that our teachers give, and no shade to the teachers. We love y'all, okay? Don't come for me. Don't shoot the messenger. You know, the reason why politics is important is because of the fact that it affects our daily life. It affects everything that we do. And, you know, who we vote for and the decisions that these politicians make do affect us, whether that's indirectly or directly. But politics is also fun. Politics is more than just the left, right, yelling at the right, or the right yelling at the left. It's more than this person is bad, this party is bad. It's more than, white men wearing wigs from way back when in the 1700s or the 1800s. It's more than that. Politics is your own. You can make it your own. You can focus on certain things. And once you come to an understanding of things that are happening in politics, it's way more fun. I feel like a lot of the time we use rhetoric and we talk about some of the most boring parts of politics, to be quite honest with you. And there's so much more out there. There's a whole array of things that we can talk about. There's a whole array of topics that's super important. You'll be surprised how politics enter into things that you like. Computer science, for my computer science nerds. It can enter in music. It can enter in so many different things. And we're seeing that in this era where politics is very much so enmeshed and ingrained in pop culture. And I feel like we're missing the fun out of politics. Like, sometimes it's good to laugh when you're watching, your favorite news source, or you're looking at a political thing. It's good to have fun, and that's why I'm doing what I am doing. So now we can get into the political compass. I know that was a lot, but now let's get into it. So the political compass is a series of tests is going to ask you a series of questions to kind of gauge where you are on the political spectrum, okay? So a little background information, a little history, if you will, because you can't have politics without history. It just goes hand in hand. So a little background information into the political compass. The political compass is believed to have been developed by Wayne Britton. He was a political journalist for the Pace News Limited. So they never really released how they came to this conclusion. They just kind of came to it, happened in a dream, if you will. Just kidding. But their conclusion kind of has been criticized throughout the years by different political scientists. And while it has been criticized, it's still a really good way to figure out where you are on the political spectrum. And to this day, people still use it. Now we got to dissect and understand the compass, okay? So the compass rates people along two axes. We have the x-axis that relates to how people believe the economy should be. So y equals mx plus b, okay? I paid attention in math. It wasn't fun, but I paid attention, okay? So we have two axes. We got the x and the y, okay? So left in this case refers to the belief that the economy should be run by a centralized agency, either by a government or a commune. Excuse me. So in the the economic left, if you will. An example of this would probably be like, America, we have so many phone manufacturing companies. We have BlackBerry for people back in the day. I was like 6, but back in the day, we had Blueberry, we had Nokia, we had, we have Apple, and we have Samsung. So in a economic left in the X quadrant, a country like that would probably only have like one phone manufacturing company, or maybe one pillow manufacturing company, just one centralized thing that does mass production. So the economic right refers to the belief that the economy should be shaped by market forces and individuals as opposed to groups or government. So the government shouldn't tell us how many lip gloss we can get or how many phones I can get. It should be the market forces and the individuals, or us as individuals. So now we have the y-axis. So the y-axis represents the amount of social freedoms that is allowed. At the top, we have authoritarianism. Now, this word trips me up, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So throughout this video, you're gonna hear me say auth. And when I refer to auth, I am talking about authoritarianism, okay? So just know from now on, I'm just gonna say auth, okay? So at the top is auth, which refers to the belief that the government should manage all things. So the government should manage how much clothes you get, how much food you get, what job you have, what school you go to. Like the government manage everything in your life, what hair products you have in your hair for my good black girls, okay? And then we have libertarianism, which believes in personal freedoms at expense of all else. Okay, so libertarianism. So a true libertarian does not acknowledge the authority of state. So think an anarchist, okay? So we have a few notable figures that we kind of want to talk about, okay? So for reference, so you guys can understand what I'm actually talking about, and having like image in your mind, we have a few notable figures throughout history and kind of tell you guys where they would have landed if they were on this political spectrum. So as you can see on the chart, Hitler is extremely auth. He believed that the market forces should control the economy. As you can see, communism is not the opposite, of fascism, as they both believe in an extreme degree of authoritarianism. Stalin, who believed in the USR, who led the USR, believed that the state should have final control over the economy and how the economy was run. Now, I also should mention that the USSR, if you guys didn't know, is now modern day Russia. Margaret Thatcher, because I can't say her name right, I'm so sorry if you're ever watching this, was the first female prime minister of the United Kingdom, often referred to as the Iron Lady. Thatcher made a name for herself by controlling the extreme, complex British government. Thatcher strongly believed in market forces and in letting the economy run itself. Gandhi, who led the peaceful resistance against British colonial rule in India, fell in the libertarian left quadrant, believing in personal freedoms and collective control over the economy. Now, where do today's politicians fall? Pretty much all American, because, this video is centered, it's all about us as Americans, all about us. Okay, so pretty much all American politics, regardless of their party, which a few notable exceptions, okay, because it's not America without a few notable exceptions, falls into the authoritarian right quadrant. In fact, all major Western societies fall into the auth right. So that is it for today's video. In future videos, we will go into an in-depth on like what all of this means and where you guys fall on the compass and things like that. But yeah, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for staying and tuning in, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.